I didn't really choose to play tennis. I was like, they chose it for me.
Some people think I get arrogant or cocky, but it's totally not the case.
The reason I talk to the girls is because I talk to them to forget about tennis.
My gosh, I've done 3 hours of math, some reading. I've played a lot of tennis.
I think it's made me a lot stronger going from wealthy to, living by faith, basically.
We want the cows and all this milk.
A lot of the kids really don't know who I am and they've never seen me play before because they don't really expect me to win, I don't think.
Maybe I'll help my confidence a little bit. It's kind of been battered down these last few years.
Are you willing to do everything?
I have a plan.
When are you going to start?
Whoever it is that has what you say is perhaps the golden ring is to target. There's only one.
What you want out of your life. First of all, you have to decide, if I want to be a great tennis player, I can't do these other things. I can't party, I can't go to fraternity. I can't do a lot of things. I'm going to focus mainly on tennis.
It was a very difficult time. You sort of resented it. You missed out on your childhood in many respects, and in a sense, you blamed your parents for that decision.
There's a lot more training that's involved in junior tennis because you're still learning and building your strokes and technique and whatnot. That's when the work is put in.
It's okay to dream big. If you don't dream big, it's not going to happen.
Well, the life of a junior tennis player depends on their dreams and their goals. Great many youngsters look forward to playing for high school and for college, going on to business. But if you do want to pursue a professional career, in America, our big tournament for the juniors, Kalamazoo, Michigan. Winning that is pretty darn good. Children starting sports between the ages of 7 and 13 years old leave the sport, 75% of them, because of the negative impact by coaches and parents. They're out.
Get up now. You're gonna stretch. Okay, Anthony's there. If you can't do it, that's fine. The whole point is getting the discipline to get up. Now, get up now. Actually, I usually get up a little bit earlier. It's so funny because the alarm didn't even go off. It's different because, like, at the academy here, all these kids have different schedules. A lot of these kids don't go to school. Like, Holden's age, none of them go to school. I mean, Holden's in school 3 hours a day, 3 hours and 15 minutes a day, every day when he's home. And then he goes to school at night, every single night, because I haven't tutored.
Another day at Bollettieri.
It is the sports mecca of the world.
This place is a jail. It's a jail.
My big problem with you is keeping your head together for about 10 minutes. If I can do that, I'd have a winner.
In December of '82, at only 15, she beat the nation's best 18-year-olds to win the National Juniors Championship at the Orange Bowl tournament in Florida. A month later, she left the amateur ranks to challenge the world of big money professional tennis.
I love your hair. You look beautiful.
Everyone tells me, like, oh, you're the luckiest kid alive. You got 2 professional parents that coach you. I would, like, give my left nut for that or something like that. But I don't know the other side where it's like, my dad's been coaching me since I was 2, all day on the court. And I got to go home, and then, like, all the effects from on the tennis court lead to off the tennis court.
Just play.
But the advantage is, like, when, I mean, I wouldn't be as good if it wasn't for that. I didn't really choose to play tennis. I was like, they chose it for me. I guess, like, my whole life, I was like, that was their plan for me to be a professional tennis player. They believe I can do it, and so do I. But
Holden was
around the tennis at a young age, and he had great hand-eye coordination. You know, he'd smack it every time, and right in the middle of the racket, no matter how I threw it to him, no matter how we threw it to him. And when you have somebody that has great hand-eye coordination, obviously, we know tennis, so we just started getting him into tennis.
Well, this is, I mean, for Holden, it's important just because he's been out. From the time he was 14, he was out for a year and a half, 2 years from his injuries. So, this is his first, I would say, first 6 months that he's playing without any injuries. He's healthy, he's able to do all the fitness. He's able to get his strength back from his injuries. So for him, I feel this is an important time, just for him too, mentally, because, he was always one of the top juniors, 12, 13, 14. And then all of a sudden, when he started coming back, he didn't have the strength. I gotta sit down and let him chill.
Probably go to the prom on Wednesday, but I'm still thinking about it. Don't know if I'm gonna go solo or just with a few friends. I'm wearing makeup and you wearing fatigue.
No, actually I'm wearing lotion because my
very, very strong lotion.
Holden, use your facial expressions.
Use what we practice.
I'm not
No, you're
going to say, let's go to prom.
I'm strong, yes!
That's
it.
Point.
Blunt.
I wish I had this when I was
Direct.
younger.
Game On was started in 1997. I was an actor for 15 years, and in 97 I met Pete Sampras, and it was Pete who really helped me get it off the ground, which is ironic because he's pretty introverted. Our goal is to help them take risks and be more social and keep their head up and be able to smile when they're talking.
86. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I think it's weird to ask two girls to prom, too. You kind of seem like a player. But don't you do the visual of...
You go to prom with me.
I don't know if I can, Holden.
The cameras are on. You're supposed to say yeah. You can't say that in front of the camera. All right, here you go.
Should I get to use the flowers?
Yes, you got to keep it. All right, and the trophy. And the trophy.
What's the trophy for you for getting to go to prom with me?
My goal with Holden, in a nutshell, would be to make him feel more comfortable. As comfortable as he feels on the tennis court, I want him to feel that same confidence off the court. And that means you got to put him in situations where you can say, good serve, but instead say, good smile.
I mean, the prom is a big festivity. Holden's got to play tomorrow, and I know there's a lot of pre-parties and a lot of after-parties, which, any kid is going to want to go to.
I mean, I don't care what time.
10:30. It ends at 11:30, Mom. You can't leave unless it's at 11:30.
Excuse me, Holden. I talked to Barbara Yanarelli, and I talked to Denise.
It's ridiculous.
She says the thing ends at 11, but...
Yeah, I'm going to go and get drunk. That's what I'm going to do.
Well, how do I know, Holden? The last 2 times we let you go, you did. So, the prom is... I don't know. I never went. I was on the way to... I was playing a tournament in Tokyo, and I know that I was supposed to go with somebody. It was like the big deal, so...
Now, your game. Control the... Listen, control the point. Control...
Right now at the Academy, we have several good junior boy players and girl players that are beginning to show a lot of promise. Let's start out with Marcus Fugate, big, strong athlete.
Hey, Marcus, remember, step in. You step in right now, watch me. You step in and you're going back this way. You gotta be going in, step in.
He was really a raw tennis player when he came here, but we looked into the athleticism that he had. Big, strong, good-looking boy, educated.
Yes, let me see if you can hit that backhand, baby.
One of us was going to come to Bradenton with Marcus. We didn't feel at 15 years of age that we wanted to just send our son out here and just say, you're on your own.
I wanted to give my son a chance. What I didn't want to have happen is 10 years from now, he would look back on this and say, Dad, if you had let me go to Bradenton, Florida for practice, I might have been able to do it.
It can get frustrating at times. because my dad's real into it, you know, he gets real, like, hyper kind of excited. And, like, sometimes he portrays it like he's mad.
You get a chance like this once in a lifetime, and the least you could do is give it your best effort.
For 2 years here, I'm having to live a life as a single person. I'm not enjoying that. I just wish Tom was here. I enjoy when he's here. And I'm getting used to him not being here. You know, people say, oh, you're just so proud of him. And I just know, oh boy, he's just so wonderful, whatever. Well, yeah, it's wonderful, but as I said, it's not the type of life that I would have envisioned.
I mean, I don't want to let myself down. I really want to see how far I can take it. You know, how far my potential will take me. And when everybody believes in you and has expectations, you know, I don't want to let them down. But at the same time, you know, I'm doing it for myself.
Do you expect to win every match?
Actually, I don't know.
We got to get you to do these things. You know? And there's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. You know, the work ethic.
Right.
And the mental.
I mean, all those are going to need to be improved, but yeah.
Are you willing to do everything in your power?
I have a plan.
When are you going to start? When are you going to start?
That's a tough one. Apparently, I'm the one that hooks up with the ugly.
Which is true of Bollettieri. Only a Bollettieri.
Okay, I hooked up with the one.
He hooked up.
One, dude.
There's just
two.
one
Okay, two.
girl, man.
And one I didn't even kiss. She just, you know.
Shut up, man. You kissed.
Okay, I kissed her. We kissed all the time. Killing it. Wait, here comes Tom.
When he doesn't act the way I think he should be acting, it's not a good thing because, you know, it makes me feel like, wow, I'm wasting my time.
Marcus, he's hot and he knows he's hot.
Do you want to go out?
Yeah.
The reason I talk to the girls isn't because I talk to them because I like them. It's because I talk to them to forget about tennis. It's like an out.
There's this other girl calling me now.
Your first step is back. Yeah, that's dropping stuff.
It hardly came down though.
Dude, listen to me. Who's the coach here? You the coach?
But I'm watching.
You the coach? You can see, but I'm telling you what I see. Sometimes you get caught up in playing and, you know?
Mm-hmm. You look 10 feet tall on that one? No, you don't. You're 6'2"? You should be looking 10, 12 feet tall. That explosion, you should be in here.
That's how pimps do it.
All right, let's get. Hey, we'll cover this again. All right.
Pimps roll like that, man.
Watch this, baby.
Pimps go. Ah!
Oh, look at that.
Ah! That's how I hit. Pimp.
Oh yeah, pimp. Look.
Pimp.
Oh really?
Okay, next one.
His 100%, I think, is here. And potentially his 100% could be here. I want to see 80 now. I want to see a true 80. I didn't think that was a true 80, Marcus. 80. 80. He honestly thinks he is doing 100, but come on, you know, it's not 100. He just doesn't even know his own strength, you know. We want to know that we did everything we can, that we could have done, and provided as much as we can. So if we did walk away, if we did decide the decision was made to, look, let him go, there's a certain comfort there that, listen, we did everything we could.
You gotta understand that it's all for your best interest and realize that, yeah, I was going down the wrong track and he was just doing this as a coach to get me back on track.
The belief is there that he still can do it, obviously, because he's such a great athlete and he's a superb player, you know. We've already told him. It's now or never. He's been told from everyone, you know. So it's up to him.
To me, being able to dream is part of what makes life so special. Everybody deserves those dreams, you know, and I could never fault somebody for chasing them.
I was born on a renovated bus in Prescott, Arizona. You know, we didn't get the opportunities, you know, that live in a small town. And so when we came to tournaments, you know, we were real hungry to play. And this is kind of how I learned how to play tennis. And like we have pretty much the whole Bollettieri set. But I mean, just shows that if you live in a small town and don't have a coach, you can still make it at tennis. It's kind of like, you know, it's almost like a serve, like in the way, like, say if you had an open stance, you could kind of be doing this. $5 says I can break this in 3. Where's my $5?
I think what makes tennis unique is it's individual sport. You know, there's no coach out there with you, there's no caddy out there with you, there's no teammates out there with you. You're kind of thrown into the brothel, so to speak, all alone. And I think that teaches a lot of self-reliance and a lot of responsibility as well.
Playing for my family, playing for my mom back home, who's working her tail off to support us playing. Playing for my dad, who was driving me to tournaments, doing everything he could to help me. That's what you need in life and in playing tennis. You need someone to share your accomplishments with. Well, we're here in Boise right now, and the first day we'll go about 700 miles to Grand Junction.
You know, we've really been living like this for the last several years.
And I'm playing a tournament here in El Paso this week. I go over to Peoria, Illinois, which is right here.
You know, when we start out on the trip, it's on the road again. While coming home, we're not singing the same song.
And then head up to Kalamazoo and play Kalamazoo. You win Kalamazoo, it kind of gives you a push off if you're going to go pro. And
We can put mostly everything we need in here, the stringer and everything down here. A good water supply, place to sleep here while we're traveling.
All right. So, like, is there any room for me in here? Or?
This is your time, so do your thing this trip, okay?
Oh. I won't let you down.
You never let me down. All right, baby. Gonna see you off.
Yeah. We'll talk to you in an hour or so.
Yeah, this is how it's done.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I don't think Dad can do that anymore.
Thanks, Mom.
On to another day, another chapter, another adventure.
Feels more like a marriage, almost like, because you're fighting all the time, and then, like, you know, like, you depend on each other so much, so, like, you know you're gonna have to, like, mend your bridges or whatever. I think it's gonna be an accomplishment in its own, just us being able to get out of it alive. Did you sonic size the combo meal?
Combo what?
No.
You ordered number 3.
Yeah, right here. And up above it and to your right is the sonic size.
That's number 4, though.
See where it says combo meals? You look, oh my gosh. Combo meals, right at the top. It's been about 3 or 4 years. I think my last time I won. It's probably when I was like 15 and 18 now, so about 3 years actually. I've won a couple doubles tournaments with my brother, if that counts. Hopefully I can go out there and get a win today. Maybe it'll help my confidence a little bit. It's kind of been battered down these last few years.
You know, it's his game, and, you know, I hate to use the word not playing good, but he wasn't playing very well. He's kind of tight, you know, and I'm sure he's really discouraged while he's playing.
Correction, that ball is on the line. I saw no space.
I don't know how you can see these balls.
I can see him quite well, thank you.
I haven't played ball all week, so I wasn't expecting anything better today. I mean, I was hoping for something better, but when you're not playing well, there's, I mean, you just have to go back to the drawing board and kind of start hitting a lot of balls.
I just think there's a lot of these young kids that just have fundamental limitations in their game, but at a younger age, when the ball isn't quite as quick, they can succeed and they can establish themselves as sort of one of the better ones. And then as the pace picks up and as the levels improve, you know, it's they sort of fade away, and then you sort of say, well, they should have gone to college.
Okay, here we go. I'm just keeping my options open. A lot of people told me, like, you just either go to college or pro. Don't be like kind of where I'm at in the middle.
You just raise your children, you always tell them the truth about everything. He likes to make his own decision. You know, I have my own feelings, what I'd like him to do.
I know college is probably not the thing he wants me to do the most, especially the college I'm looking at. But Boise State, I don't know, it's one of my top options. My brother goes there, and I don't know, my dad doesn't really want me to go there, so if that's what I end up deciding to do, he might not like it, but we'll see. All right, well, it's kind of time to make a college decision. Not really ready to make it, but I have to kind of give the colleges some answers. How's it going? I know I can't be clear-minded because I still got, you know, tennis dreams. I think you should recruit other players, or I'm not really ready, like, to make a full commitment to any place. You know, after Kalamazoo, it's going to be kind of a thing where I'm going to be like, you know, okay, I know where I'm at. This tournament kind of is the one that is going to decide, you know, what I'm going to do with, you know, kind of these next few years. And
all these children are athletes of life. They have to know who they are, believe in themselves, have a strong support team, make adjustments and even a major change, and finally, the passion to be somebody special.
I was another one of those guys that had a story where I just lived with my mom, and basically my mother was my mother and my father. I mean, I think it's made me a lot stronger, going from basically everything that I want, wealthy, to, you know, living by faith, basically.
Everybody can't have it easy. Everybody can't be given a road of luxury. You know, and he's riding along and hoping he would get to wherever he has to go, and others are passing him by. You know, somewhere along the line, your paths will cross, and then you're the one who's got it a little bit easier, and you can appreciate it.
You know, the feeling that you get when you're back home, and I haven't been here in a while, and I just get a feeling of relaxation and welcome, and it just feels great to be back home again. But my father wasted a lot of our money. He's trying to do different things that were bad things. He would leave for months at a time. When he was leaving for the last time, he took out a mortgage on our house. And so then we moved to the States for tennis, and he would send us money and everything, but he wasn't paying any of the bills. And so finally the bank took the buildings back, and my father told my mom if she would come back into business, he would, you know, just beat her. So my father is very abusive. I think that's a big part of why I was struggling a lot, and, you know, because I just had a lot on my plate, you know, for a young guy that had it all, or had a lot when he was in the Bahamas. I mean, I shed a lot of tears, I have. This is where I learned to stroke the ball, right out here. This place that they turned into a parking lot. This is my pro shop. Danny Rigby was my coach's name when I was here. Tennis, lessons, balls, he had it all here. So many memories. Man. Coming here every day for 4, 5, 6 years. Every evening. Every Saturday morning, 8 o'clock. Every Sunday after church. Under here, we had a nice little table that everybody hung out for lunch. We strung out here. Everybody strung. we used to... This was a court. This had a little net on it. Another court had another net on it. Man, everything's torn down now. Everything's torn down. Where the little kids gonna practice? I remember when I was here, there were so many little kids, and I mean, it just destroys me to see it like this now.
It's my stronger side, you know? And then I just kept going either down here or back to your backhand. But every ball here, you hit 2 balls out wide to my forehand, which is my weaker side. That's silly. Yeah, sit down. Guys, very good week of practice. At this stage in your careers, you guys are in a little bit of a bubble, meaning that you guys are treated like $1 million right now. The companies treat you unbelievable. You get tons of rackets, you get tons of clothes, you get free coaching, and that stuff doesn't last forever, okay? Unless you're real successful after the juniors. You know how you're picking up the phone and calling Prince? You know, unless you do something, unless you're successful, they're not...
They don't answer.
They don't answer, basically. They don't answer, and that's the God's honest truth.
That's the truth.
And it's kind of hard because you guys all feel like you're on the right track, and you guys are on a pretty good track, but you're also far away.
Tennis isn't a mystery. Being successful in this game is not a mystery. Do you think that you need to practice your mental skills as much as you need to practice your tennis skills? Do you see that, or you don't see that?
Yes.
That's
more so.
But that's actually a learned skill.
Yes.
Mental skills are learned skills, just
Yes.
like hitting a forehand or a forehand volley.
Yes.
Okay. That's good if you did.
All right, good job, guys. All right. I'm just concerned that we have talks and some of them just don't get it.
Exactly.
So,
No, you get Tim in there, and he's just not gonna open up. You got to be a little introspective there. Take a look and see what's going on. Yeah. Especially for him. I mean, he's probably the most talented of all the guys there, I think, or maybe first or second.
Hey, Mike.
Apologize for calling on Sunday.
Hey, sorry for calling you on a Sunday. I'm sorry. Yes? Okay.
Okay, talk to you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Is this good, bad, or different now?
It's good. Nike wants me to sign a product contract. He said at the upcoming tournaments, companies could come up to you and say, hey, I'll give you so much money to wear my clothes in the next round.
You know what? Money talks and everything else walks. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
He said because you know
We want the cow.
because he said
And all this milk.
he said because Nike and all other companies gonna
Step up.
step up.
Oh, I speak the blessings of the Lord upon you and just let it rule. Let it rule wisely in your heart. As much as we might laugh about all of this, but everything we do is for the glory of the Lord.
I don't know if you can generalize if people are chasing the money in junior tennis or if they're chasing the dream. I think it's all individual. I think each case is has its own factors. I'm sure in some cases the money is there, but I think a lot of that falls on the parents sometimes. I don't think the kids think about money too much.
I could just go like too long on this, and it'll get boring after you sub about 10 times.
In the 10s and 12s, I was at a little lower level, like around, say, like 60 or so when I left. And, you know, in the 14s, I was about 40 in the nation.
Another on full serve. When you're over 4 on first serve, I don't care about the rest of my game right now.
You know, and then in the 16s, now I'm up to, hopefully it can be in the top 20.
Another on 4 serve. Come on, Greg. 0 the first 3 games.
I've done 3 hours of math. I've done some reading today, you know, and I played a lot of tennis. And I got my big match tomorrow. I'm just like really fired up because, you know, I've done so much and there's so much to do tomorrow. Over the summer, besides obviously playing a lot of tennis, I did tons of math. This was for fun. It just wasn't for school. I just love doing math. And it turns out to be 617 pages worth of math problems. It's just the way I am. I mean, my dad really doesn't have that much downtime, and that's just the Hirschman philosophy in our family.
I knew that Gregory was not as talented an athlete as he is a mathematician. I mean, he has a lot of talent for tennis because it brings all of his athletic strengths together.
What are you doing in chemistry these days?
Just calorimetry.
Oh, calorimetry.
Calorimetry, yeah.
It's very interesting. One of my favorite subjects. It really is cool stuff. His mind is a huge asset for him in tennis.
Yeah, it's another awkward first serve. It's not even a bad serve, it's awkward. Another unforced error. Quite a few of those.
We all say we're going to be tough like Mom. That's the highest aspiration. You know, not to be like a Marine, to be like Mom. She is just one positive person. And that's what, Gregory is like that, too. But, I mean, she is just positive all the time.
It was a Sunday afternoon in August of 1977. Paul and I were out on bicycles, taking a ride, and all of a sudden, a car comes from nowhere, sideswipes Paul, and hits me such that I'm banged up against the windshield of the car, thrown like a rag doll, 30 feet, landing on my head, coming down, not breathing.
You always used to ask, when am I going to walk? I knew the reason why he wouldn't tell her when she was going to walk is that he not only wasn't sure she was going to walk, he didn't think she was going to walk. But with Barbara, she wasn't asking if she was going to walk, she was asking when she was going to walk.
Greg was just someone who loved activity all the way through. Loved learning. His brothers playing. And they each started when they were 6. And he had the opportunity to start the summer of his 6th birthday. And that's what he wanted to do.
If you look at someone like my mom, who was basically taken out of being able to play tennis, I mean, she had other interests, and that's how she's been able to have such a great life, and it's really inspired me. One of the things I really had to dedicate is to my parents, because they've given me the opportunities, but, you know, it's one thing to be given the opportunity, it's another thing to seize the opportunities. This is the international who's who in poetry. It's got people from, like, France and England and the United States and Canada, so it's got some pretty high-ranking people, and it's really nice when they send you the book, your thing's always on the first page. So this is mine right here. My poems I do are acrostic, which means that the first letter of each line spells a word. In this case, it's children, and the poem is coming over the hilltops filled with innocence and love. They'll do what is risable, but more equable, no dove. I like to have it rhyme with a rhythm, and these are just some of my other poetry things as well. I started playing the violin when I was in kindergarten. I've improved a lot. You know, this is a Mozart concerto in A major, so it's pretty tough violin music. I mean, you see it played in professional concerts. It's definitely a tough instrument to play, but I've been working hard at it. I play half an hour a day and about 6 days a week and 52 weeks a year for 10.5 years. That's a lot of playing.
What we hoped Gregory would be is a good, happy, positive person. If he was the world's best violinist, honest, and he was a mean person, I would feel I hadn't done a good job.
The way you get to become pretty good at things is to practice, and the same way with the tennis and the math and the poetry and all the schoolwork. It's like the tennis, it makes you really work your mind, and it makes you just become a very, very much more capable person.
These particular players that you're looking at, these guys are sort of the best of what we see right now. And out of these guys, you may have one or two that are going to make it big, and you're not even sure exactly how big they're going to make it.
They say I did a song about me, a rap song. And I have it on my iPod. Oh my God.
I mean, I know Donald Young's a little bit because my age is the same as his. I met him at 10 years old, and he was hanging around one of the seniors events. And, even now, he's still working his way to get that chin up. That takes time. His parents were tennis players and played some college tennis, but that obviously see this son as someone that could, put them in a whole different stratosphere, which is true because this guy's got a great potential.
Well, what we do down here is to make sure that we look for the next great American player, or for that matter, next great player that's going to make an impact on the tour in the upcoming years. What we look for is obviously, talent. We're going to look at their, physique, how their body, how they're growing, how they move, how they act on the court. So many intricate parts to it. Then there are guys who are like Donald Young, who's still a little bit smaller, but he's still in the growing stages. He's only 15 and a half, so, you got to give him some time.
They looked at his track record, they compared it to the others' track record, and they want to be with the winners. They want the top in every sport. And he, at that moment, and for a period of time, has been.
Is it a Tiger Woods deal? No. Is it a Michael Jordan deal? No. But is it a Donald Young deal? Yeah, it's generous.
Well, welcome to the Young new home. This is the kitchen, my favorite part of the house.
HGTV is amazing.
You could have had that one out here. We could send the other one back.
No.
You can't put that in the room.
Yeah, it fits on the thing. See.
This is our family room, and the very first items to make it to the house are his favorite trophies that he did win the Australian this year. And there's the kangaroo, as proof. One of the rooms for one of those friends he's going to be importing in. We bring his friends in so he has someone to hang out with and do things and play tennis, and he's an only child, so it's very important.
Some people think I guess I'm arrogant or cocky, but it's totally not the case. But I don't know. They can think what they want.
Whoever it is that has what you say is perhaps the golden ring is the target, and everyone bands against that one because all the rest want it. There's only one, and everybody else is less than one. What's that? Where's your timing? I still need you to get that quickly
You said
set
if I
up.
hit a winning
I
shot.
want to see you set up the racket above your hand. That's all I want to see.
You said if I hit a
I
winning
don't want to
shot.
talk about it.
Change the rules.
Pardon me?
My mom's coach and mom, obviously, but she says she's always mom first, and she usually tells me the difference. Like when she comes out on the court, I know she's coach, and when she's off the court, sometimes she can be coach. Most of the time, she's mom. So I can kind of tell by her attitude coming to the whole situation. So
Dump it again. Make the last ball no matter what. Typically, I don't see very many people like me out there, and people have gotten used to me, but I was told early on I'd never be accepted because I was a female, and especially since I was a black female, and there aren't many coaches, period, that are female, and certainly not black female coaches. You upset?
No.
Just checking.
Nope.
Ready to roll. All right. When you go down, make sure you squeegee the courts first, then go get the basket.
I have to squeegee them by myself?
Yes, and you will serve by yourself. Keep your phone on so I can call you.
I gotta squeegee them.
You complaining?
No.
One of the things he continues to struggle with a bit is what he's achieved and accomplished over the years, because he's systematically been achieving goal after goal after goal, that he does deserve what he's earned. But there are moments when he would like to not do it. It takes the pressure off that he can lose and be human like everybody else. I remember there was a time when we would play events, and as soon as everybody he knew lost, sure enough, Donald would lose that round. Because everyone else had lost, it was the acceptable thing to do. I say, it's not acceptable. No, I didn't throw the match. Yes, you did. I saw you.
Hello? Hi.
The serve was erratic, but I want you to slow it down. Give yourself the full 3-second count, shift all the way back. When you get up and you feel like it, give me 5 on each side.
Yes.
His popularity is so big with the kids because he really is still a kid.
Good luck. All right, D.Y.
One of the most memorable things that he got was a rubber truck from a child who was at a tournament and brought it and said, I'd like for you to have my toy. And Donald said, it's such an honor, and he took it, and he did bring it. Should ask him, so he could have shown it to you. It was a little rubber truck.
I see myself as normal. Other people don't. They play tennis don't, but I do, so I'll keep thinking that. I want to do some of the things they do, and they want to do the things I do, so I guess it's a trade-off.
It's lonely up there at the top, and he just wants to have friends, just like any other kid. And I think it's hard because he wants this life, but there's a lot of things that come with it that he's got to be ready for.
Well, the junior boys are back in South Florida, and the favorite in the 18 and unders is a 15-year-old named Donald Young.
It's too much movement in your feet. You got to put all your weight on that back foot and then push off. I think it's a lot harder being number one. You got to stay ahead of everybody else. And if you look back, that's when you fail. So it's very difficult to have nothing that you're trying to get to.
In an historic Orange Bowl matchup, the first ever all-African-American final will feature top-ranked Donald Young against Miami resident, third-seeded Tim Neely.
I mean, I just feel like we've come such a long way and starting to break into tennis a little bit. So, I mean, I just feel like this is just another step for us in helping us to be a factor in tennis.
Deep in your head, you're like afraid of success a little bit. You play unbelievable. You hit heavy, you move faster than anybody. You question yourself for nothing. Everything's all right. What happened in the past, we don't care anymore. I don't want to hear, I don't even know what happened in the past. I don't care. It's a new man, new mind, new player. Tomorrow, this afternoon, it's a new state of mind. He has to bring him to your zone. Your zone is 10 times stronger physically than him. So bring him there. And don't slow down today, okay? Just like yesterday, the guy couldn't compete physically. Forward. Go, forward. Let's go. Please, forward now. Come on. Again, you're gonna make him move. And play heavy, high, and you're gonna see, it's gonna give you a lot of points because after I saw yesterday, after 2-3 balls, like when he has to hit here, he has no strength.
Two juniors battling it out, baseline to baseline. And Young with a blistering backhand winner.
Beautiful.
Surprising power at only 15 years old and 150 pounds. Neely's serve is keeping Young on the defensive, and Tim's confidence seems to have grown throughout the tourney. Young can't get it, and Neely wins the first set. Tim knows that if he could knock off the top-seeded Young today, it'd be a huge boost on the road to Kalamazoo. Match point now for Neely.
Games to end match. Tim Neely.
What an upset and what a huge win for Tim Neely, who assures himself a high seed at Kalamazoo with the biggest win of his career.
Good job, buddy. Thanks. Good job. That's good. Good job. No, scared the whole time, man.
You made. Because this is the first time ever you win something big, no?
Yeah.
That's what's the problem. You made such a big.
Being the first African American to win the Orange Bowl is just, I think it's awesome.
Going into the match, I think I was a little confident. I thought I was going to win because I had beaten him the last time, and I didn't know he was playing well, but I didn't know how well he was playing. And he had the new coach and more confidence than he normally had. And I don't know, I just thought I was going to play my normal game, and he was going to go through what sometimes he usually goes through, and I would win, but that didn't happen.
The difficult part actually is growing up, that you have it difficult in the sense that when you lose, you feel quite naked, and you feel like a total failure. And so as a young kid, it's a really, it's a process you have to go through.
Thank you. Thank you. See ya.
Top pros and top juniors share the spotlight here in Key Biscayne, with two tourneys gone simultaneously. For Marcus Fugate, it's been a dream week, one that should catapult him towards the top of the 18 and under rankings.
Allow him and just go out there and do his best and enjoy himself, because at the end of the day, I mean, those are the things that count, whether he makes it in tennis or not. I'm still going to love him. He's still going to be my son. And the lesson about doing your best doesn't matter whether it's tennis or business or whatever, you know. I just want him to, whatever he wants to do, try to always do his best in it. So it's a life lesson.
40-30.
I mean, if he plays the way I think he's capable of, I feel good. If he doesn't, then I don't feel so good.
Fugate continues his total domination of Bester here in the third set, and now has match point.
Game, set match Fugate. 2 sets to 1. 5-7, 6-4, 6-love.
All right, Marcia, it's over. Marcus actually won the third set 6-0. I'm not around him. He's down on the court.
Like that.
Yeah, I do. Well, I like the third set.
Like that. Which means you didn't like the first and the second?
Well, the second was okay.
What about
but you got a little bit more consistent in the third. You weren't giving any away. No, but you weren't making the same errors.
What errors?
Even though Marcus has won this juniors, Marcus's aspiration is to become a professional tennis player, and until he gets in playing with the professional players, he's got work to do.
When everybody says, like, I have the potential to make it, you really want to see how far you can go, especially when everybody believes in you too. So I have a great support system between Roger and my agent, my coach, my parents, my brother, and my peers.
Sometimes I basically felt like I couldn't play for myself. My parents want me to do this, that. I'd rather take a break and chill or whatever.
I've always been
pretty good competitor when I played on the court. Before my injury, I was just as strong as I was now. I mean, that didn't go away. My fire never really burnt out. I'm always competing when I'm on the court.
Well, you're hooking your serve. You're just really hooking it. I mean, I like your snap, but you're like you're doing it too much instead of snapping from the top. Keep thinking of that racket back in here, Holden. Take it up and drop the hands. Now, like that flank air, you're here, and you're back in here. Those are great, but I want you to be aware of it. You gotta start being aware of that stuff.
Now in downtown Peoria, unseasonably warm weather today, high near 90. Hey, some of the country's top junior tennis players are in town, so you might want to head out to the clubs at River City for the USTA Futures Tourney.
I don't think too many kids who did what I did can say that they lived in a van playing tournaments or lived in an RV or snuck into places to shower or did all the stupid things I did.
Yeah, we're staying here.
Is there a back door or something?
You want to see how I work it?
All right, here we go.
Come on! Music helps me relax. If I'm like, emotional or something like that, I'll pick up my guitar. That basically saves me every time I'm in a tough situation.
With the pro circuit in town, it's a chance to see some of the nation's top juniors testing their progress here in Peoria. Holden Seguso, a young man with a remarkable tennis pedigree, has a powerful serve and an effective topspin forehand. But his erratic play here has sent him to an early round loss and brought out his considerable temper.
Every time I leave him for like 3 weeks, he comes back. Every time I see him, he's playing terrible.
Clancy Shields, who was once at the top of his age bracket, is using Peoria to try to regain the winning ways which have eluded him of late.
Need a trainer, please, on court 2. Trainer on court 2.
What's your name?
What's your name? Clancy.
Clancy, how do you feel, man?
I kind of feel cramps on my legs again.
Okay.
You feel dizzy at all?
It's coming on again.
Yeah. You probably already know what's going on. Hydrate, your body's going into it. The last thing we can do is run you down to the hospital and give you an IV, get a whole bunch of fluid real quick.
And my legs are feeling, they're really tightening up.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Is there anything that you can do? Yeah, that helps. So we don't have an IV right now. Whatever you want to do, man. Hey, no problem.
I'm cramping again. Oh.
Take your time, man. You'll be all right.
Ah.
I've seen him cramp before, but not full body like that. Full body's not my serious.
Dude, I have to play doubles, man. This guy's gonna be mad. Get this thing off my arm, man.
I mean, if they could get me out of here at 4, I'm ready to play.
That's in an hour.
And is there? I kind of need to go in like an hour. Is there a chance it could be done by then, or can we crank it up? So if we squeezed it a little bit, more come out.
Whatever. I mean, it's not Kalamazoo. It's clay courts. When I was in the ambulance, the only thing that was on my head was like, how am I gonna get to play? Like, this is my last year. I want to experience it all. And not being able to play would be the worst thing.
When you take a look around in the junior tennis world, sometimes you realize that the kids are really chasing their parents' dreams and not their own. I think that's a bit of a problem. And really, a kid can't have the proper perspective to know that these decisions that have to be taken could be critical for his well-being the rest of his life. It really falls onto the parents, and you just hope that they know what they're doing.
You never know which of the things that you're being exposed to, and even you, I mean, I didn't know and you don't know which things later on in life you're going to seize on and get the most pleasure from.
So it's so important to have that balance because, you know, you all of a sudden you hurt yourself and you got to go to plan B, and you got to have a plan B, because if you don't have a plan B, then you're really going to be in major trouble. And I know I'm talking about future here, but I'm saying like marrying, you know, when I'm around 30, no. So, because I like the way my dad did is having his kids late. So, you know, you may want something to happen, you know, you may want, you know, in college, you know, find the girl that you want, but it may not necessarily be that way, you know. But I mean, I think it's very important to have good relationships. You got to get a little bit lucky, but if you can find the perfect girl for you, then that's the right thing. I was an area leader for the Republican Party, and I was put in charge of about 45 precincts from La Jolla and University City. I put a lot of time into it, and this has always been one of my biggest things.
He knows that it's an interest. It's not his central goal in life. For some kids, it is. I mean, and that's perfectly fine. But if you go for the pro athlete way, you know, many are called and few are chosen. You never know.
Some of the families don't have a lot of money, and the families have really given up so much to almost financial destruction.
Hi, Kimia. This is Timothy Neely. They were discussing some things with a sponsor of mine, Nike.
Just let her know it's down to the
Entails,
wire.
you know, signing that or doing anything that, you know, I wasn't given permission to do. I won't. Okay.
And it only stopped when someone stood up and said, no more. No more. Rosa Parks, a woman, said no more.
Sorry, can I speak to Mike one more time, please?
I worked all day too. She stood on principle. You show that you have principle, they'll respect that. Your great-granddaddy stood on principle. Help people get out of the problems we were in slavery. Great-great-great-grandfather. No more. No more.
You know, the Nike thing, unfortunately, it didn't work out. But, you know, hopefully all the changes are for the better. And Lacoste showed some interest. And I feel like a burden has kind of been lifted off. I just wanted to try and figure things out by myself.
Yes, yes. Way to do it, baby. Well done. See, it is nice to see a smile on his face.
Tim Neely finally seems to have regained the form he showed in last December's Orange Bowl. While surprisingly, Sam Querrey, a lanky Californian, has impressed the most among the American juniors and emerged as a dark horse contender in the Yanks' upcoming nationals in Kalamazoo.
A lot of the kids really don't know who I am, and they've never seen me play before, and they don't know what to expect, and there's no pressure on me, just no one really knows who I am, and just they don't really expect me to win, I don't think.
You know, he hasn't had the pressures of some of the other kids. You know, Sam's still 17, and you know, he's got a long way to go as far as maturity-wise and catching up to the kids, because I'm pretty sure most of the other kids have had more experience than what Sam has had. But, you know, Sam's a great kid. He, you know, he's got a big heart, and, you know, as I said, he's a big goofball.
I worked at a swimming and tennis club, and I would go and pick him up after kindergarten and bring him back there with me, take him out on the court and turn on the ball machine. And he just stayed out there for hours, picking up the balls and feeding them back into the machine and hitting balls over and over again. And I think it just suited his personality because it was not a physical sport. There's no touching involved, so it gave him his space and he could hit the ball and be aggressive in his own way.
Oh, Sam, sudden Sam. Sam Courier has done it as quietly as you could imagine. He's the nicest young man.
If you think of California laid back, that's Sam.
Sam's probably pleaser would be the best word for him. He's a kid that likes to please his teachers, please his parents, please his coaches. He doesn't necessarily go to parties. He's probably not a typical teenager. He doesn't necessarily date yet. He's still very much young at heart.
You know, as I said, he's very raw, but his potential is unlimited. He's got a huge serve, huge forehand, and he's very, very solid on the backhand side. So if you pull that together, once he gains some experience, Sam's going to be a hell of a player.
Yeah, I mean, after every match, a few kids come up and you sign autographs. It makes you feel pretty cool, and it's exciting to just kind of know what it's going to be like at the next level.
If you do want to pursue a professional career, Kalamazoo, winning that is pretty darn good.
You always heard so much about Kalamazoo. It's almost like you succeeded if you could just somehow make it there. You know what it meant to the junior was an opportunity, you know, to achieve your goals, your dreams.
Kalamazoo meant to me kind of the pinnacle of the junior tennis. It was the best players in the country playing for the biggest national tournament.
Well, it was the event, obviously, where the best Americans played, and it was sort of the culmination of the entire summer. And this would separate sort of the boys from the mature boys.
Yeah, Kalamazoo's the biggest tournament in American junior tennis without a doubt. I think it's kind of what you look forward to all year.
Even the fact that if you win the 18s, you get a wild card into the U.S. Open. I mean, you got to be kidding me. That's one of the greatest opportunities in the world. You know, there's opportunities that some of these guys will never have again.
You went by so fast. I can't believe I'm back here again. My brother, in his dorm room, he has all these like quotes they put up when this is something fun, and I thought it was funny. I was like, yeah, look, I'm playing really bad, and he's like, don't think about anything, just win. You know, if I get my confidence down where I'm, you know, hit my backhand, then I think, you know, that's when I have a shot at this tournament.
I've never played Kalamazoo, so this is my first time, and I'm looking forward to playing. I think I can do well there. If I'm confident enough, I think I can win it.
I just need to stay focused. I'm not going to use my phone that much this tournament. I think if I stay mentally prepared for every match, I think I have a good chance of doing pretty well.
Have a good one. And I'm going to be. Do you have any particular
colleges? Yeah, probably I would put Williams, Harvard, and Stanford.
You know, Timothy, I know you get tired of me beating those same old boys to death.
It's a lot more mental work now, especially because, you know, it's probably going to be a little different. You know, more people looking at you and more people, you know, bringing their best game, and that's all it's about.
We just want him to finish out the rest of this year and just let him see for himself how far he can go.
Donald wants to win Kalamazoo because he wants to end the myth that he's being given everything. And he wants to prove that he really is the best.
Good. He's all right. I was kidding.
On court 1, Shields and Karkovich. On court 2, Maslin and Fugate. On court 3, Young and D'Amico. Murillo and Hirschman. Neely and Rupp and Querrey. Seguso and Arnold on court 7.
Any butterflies?
Oh my God! I mean, you didn't need. You almost don't even need me to speak. I gave you all the information down there. But what I'm happy is at least one thing. I'm loud, but I don't cuss. I don't throw my racket or anything like that. So that's important. Clearly, if the winner of the tournament goes directly to the U.S. Open, it's a big deal, and I just got to do as well as I can.
As soon as they start to play, I'm going to go study Spanish, so.
Yeah, my dad, he gets very nervous, because one thing is, if my dad is playing on the court, he can make or break it. It's up to him. But when I'm playing, there's absolutely nothing he can do.
Gregory Hirschman of La Jolla, California, and Brian Kaneko of Jericho, New York.
Hirschman looking to pull off the major upset, making too many unforced errors.
And that's R on the other side.
Hirschman's been on the defensive all day. Makes a great lob. Not going down without a fight. Now match point. And that's going to do it.
Well, the guy's a great player. I mean, I saw he had won a match at that Junior Wimbledon, so I knew I was going to come up against a guy who could hit the ball very well. I mean, you can't get to that level without really playing well. And I went out there and played as tough as I could. And I lost. I played really, really well. That's great. I was close. I had an early break in the first set. I was serving 3. I got the first game of the match on the serve. And I missed the forehand of 15 love, which would have been one I shouldn't have missed. And I also missed a shot at 3-1.
Sounds like you had another great match.
No, I played really, really well today. I mean, there was nothing I could have done better, really.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're getting better all the time. It's just unbelievable to me.
Love it. I'm never gonna drop Kalamazoo out of my mind. It's gonna be everything that I'm gonna be looking forward to next year.
Game, set, and match. Young. 6-1, 6-1.
I've kind of gotten to the point where whatever happens, happens. I mean, I don't want to put any pressure on myself. So your whole year is kind of played to this point, and you're just hoping that you're playing better. And I just hope, I can get by this match and maybe get my confidence rolling and start playing a little bit better. And you never know. I think this year there's about 20 guys that have a shot at winning it. I think I'm one of those.
Shields in the far court. Great cross-court for him. Backhand volley goes wide. Big break for Shields. Clancy's obviously being slowed by that ankle today, but he seems to thrive in Kalamazoo. Last year he upset Donald Young here, and he seems very focused today.
It's fun. Obviously, I've been training pretty hard for this tournament. Wild card to the U.S. Open. That's what, all my tournaments prior to this have been get me to try to peak at the Open, or try to peak at the Zoo and then at the Open.
Marcus Fugate report to court 6. Fugate to court 6. Court 6 immediately.
Marcus, what they been calling you? The guy's sitting on the court. Why don't you call me? I did call you.
when he stepped up there, I mean, we were both focused for each other. Well, he looked really good. He looked great.
Hi, come on, right here, Mark. Come on. Seguso and Sandu.
Holden Seguso in the near court, looking aggressive today, working that topspin forehand. Suddenly the wheels are falling off for Fugate.
Advantage. Johnson. Game, set, match, Johnson.
If he beats you, that's fine, but when you're giving it away, then that's tough to watch. That just is hard. You'll get over it. I think he'll get over it. I think he just really wanted to make a breakthrough. I think this was sort of hoping this would be a breakthrough.
I mean, I've never had trouble getting the ball in play. I can't even put the ball in the court. It sucks.
So, after winning the first set, Seguso's game here, and he is upset by the unseeded Sandu.
He thinks he plays better when he gets pissed. And he doesn't. I know he doesn't.
I always think about quitting, like, after I lose a match. I don't know. And it gets real hard. Tennis is real hard, but I couldn't quit tennis. If I quit after a week, I'd miss it a lot, and I'll have to come back and play. Tennis is like basically the only thing I'm good at, really. Well, can be successful in, I think.
All right, pull up. Any pain with any of that? How was that?
Yeah, well, I heard I played Clancy Shields and played him like 3 years ago. We had a, pretty good match.
He beat me up pretty bad. So maybe I'll be looking for a little revenge.
There shit. Hey, Querrey.
Tim needs a massage.
You do?
Yes. Yeah, the girl there.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh, we were headed for that.
Is that too deep or is that okay?
No, that's good.
Okay.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Who do you think's the best player at the tournament?
Me.
Good answer.
Court 3, boys 18 singles, Neely and Shields on court 3.
Just like they want to get in your head, you want to send a message to them, and not only to them, but to the rest of the guys that you potentially might have to play. So, of course, if I could do anything that'll put fear in the rest of my opponents, put fear in the opponent that I'm playing right then, I'm going to do it. That's it.
Work now, work now.
Shields won the toss, will serve.
Neely, showing why he's the number 3 seed here. But Clancy's been playing way better than his 18 seed would suggest. Somehow Clancy's getting to everything despite that bum ankle.
Game and first set to Shields, 6 games to 4.
Neely staying on the offensive, evens the match and sends it to a third and final set. Shields trying to hold serve at 4-4 in the third.
He leads 5 games to 4, final
And
set.
now Shields is on the verge of a gutsy upset win.
Game, set, match, Shields, 6-4, 4-6, 6-4.
So now Tim Neely becomes the highest eliminated with number 1 Donald Young and number 2 Sam Querrey still alive.
Great match, gentlemen.
I don't know where I go from here. Besides home.
to the left of the chair, and the number 18 seed, Clancy Shields.
Blows the backhand, the kind of shot he's handled easily all week.
Hey, Teresa, we're here, and it's first set, and he's down 5-1. That angle is bothering the heck a lot more than it was yesterday.
30 all.
Anyway, when I've seen him push off a couple times, he just didn't have anything to push with, so.
Game, set, and match, Hunt. 6-2, 6-2.
Kind of a crappy way to end it. End your junior career. Center court, getting your ass kicked.
Game, set, match, Querrey. Game, set, and match, Young. Game, set, match, Young. Go! Game, set, match, Querrey.
Everybody wants to get a chance to play Donald because they don't know how does my game measure up against Donald's game.
In this afternoon's Boys 18 Singles Championship, USTA Kalamazoo National. In Boys 18 Singles from Thousand Oaks, California, Sam Querrey. The number 1 seed in Boys 18 Singles from Fairburn, Georgia, Donald Young.
The guys that try the hardest and want it the most are the guys that are going to succeed, the hungriest guys, the guys that can dig in their souls and find a way to win even when they're not playing well. This is about competition. It's about beating one opponent.
He's got every shot, and he's probably the most talented junior player in the world.
Sam is big serve, you know what I mean? He's been playing well.
As it is, your choice. Serving?
Querrey wearing an all-blue ensemble for this final match. And Donald starting his own tradition in Sunday Tiger Woods red. Just long. This is going to be a great cat and mouse game here. Donald, cagey and quick with that great court presence. Against the strength and power of Querrey. First set goes to a tiebreak. top seed Young wins the first set in a tiebreak.
Here we go, Sam.
Set point for Querrey and a chance to square the match at 1 set apiece. There it is. Young's backhand into the net, and we are all tied at 1 set apiece. As expected, the top 2 seeds head to a third and final set.
I was really nervous because I know he can hit big serves and big forehands.
I just kind of go out there and play how I usually play. I don't really think about the opponent or anything.
Donald looks a little rattled. He's going to have to figure out that booming serve of Querrey's to have a chance in this third and final set. A huge break for Young. Now he's in the driver's seat. Young's return of serve is just too much for Querrey.
6-4, Young.
So now here we are, 15-year-old Donald Young Jr. on the verge of becoming the nation's 18 and under boys champion.
Go for it and work as hard as you can, give it your all, and if you make it, you make it. If you didn't, you just, you know, you gave it your all and tried your best. But I mean, I've played him before, and you know, that match could have gone either way, so I think I'm just as good as him, and hopefully I'll play him again sometime soon. I'm not too bummed.
Getting to the finals, I really didn't think I was going to win it all. I was really nervous because Sam has been playing well. Finals of Kalamazoo was like the biggest tournament in like the I think U.S. like national system. To get there is amazing.
I'm coming to college, you know, it's given me a lot more options. Fall 2007, I got the offer to play tennis for UCLA. Beverly Hills. It's got Westwood right downstairs. A lot of good-looking people, and you know, it's where I want to be. I'm playing number 2 and number 3. My record is, I think it's pretty good. I think it's like 13-3. My band is called Sleeping Naked, and our logo is a penguin. We decided to call our CD "We're Taking This Penguin." Tennis is just one thing I can do, you know. There's music, there's school, and there's tennis. So I'm just keeping my options open, and as I go along, as you know, I finish school, you know, I'll make my decision then. My parents have cooled off a lot. They don't, you know, they don't come to my matches. They don't really, you know, and they're all the way across the other side of the country. The pressure is off.
I left Bollettieri, so I'm through with that.
I've now moved back to Rochester and I have 3 futures. Depending on how well I'm doing in each tournament, then, you know, it's a progression. If I'm not doing well, I'll stick with futures and probably go to school. If I go to college, I'll probably go to Ohio State. That's my number 1. Or University of Florida. That's my number 2.
It's just a big decision for me, like, because I choose Ohio State and I lose my girlfriend. They say that I shouldn't have a girlfriend, she's just a distraction.
I personally don't view her as a distraction, but she really makes sure that I know what's important to me. When I moved down there, that's why I signed with IMG, is I wanted to turn pro. I definitely thought I would do it before college.
college, do I still push myself to be, the best I can be? And even now I know that I could do more. I know I could do more. Do I do enough? I'd say I do enough, but I could do more. I know that. I know that there's people out there working harder than I am.
This past year has probably been one of the best things that's ever happened to me in terms of making friends and learning a lot, playing tennis as a team and getting to enjoy the game a little bit more. I don't care about junior tennis anymore. It's all about college tennis for me right now. And wherever college tennis leads me after this, I'm happy with it. All I'm doing right now is devoting my time and energy to my teammates and winning a national championship in Boise State. I've grown up a lot, man. I'm a completely different person, but a better person. Not too many people get to go through what I got to go through, and I'm just thankful for everything I got, and I'm going to continue being grateful for everyone's help.
Well, since Kalamazoo, I've just, I've been at home working, just trying to do lessons and trying to work with, a couple of friends just to keep money going, to keep myself afloat.
And it's been difficult because I haven't had the means. I've had to coach, try to support my home. I've had to, do different things, different jobs.
A friend of mine who's trying to get me sponsors, and he's come up with someone who may be willing to help cover the expensive tournaments. My mom's also all of a sudden, came down with an illness.
I was told that I had quite a large tumor of the stomach.
It's tough, and to see what she's, been going through.
I think because Timothy and I are so close, he took it so very hard.
But I feel like, everything happens for a reason.
I said, dear Lord, I've just got to come out of here so that I can kind of pull him back together. I'd love to know before I go home to heaven that he's doing what he wants to do.
So one of the interesting things about applying to Stanford is that you get to send this bright pink envelope to distinguish yourself from the regular students.
He got the call around 6:30.
Yeah, well, sure, it was a dream come true, but see, when I got that acceptance letter, there were two things. First, I'm in, but, I think of it as, say, winning the first set in the match. I mean, you got to come to Stanford, and you got to still execute. I mean, you got the short ball, that's great. You've worked really hard in high school. My dream was to be able to play tennis for Stanford. Obviously, here I am now, actually starting in both singles and doubles. You go from being a big fish in a small pond to being a small fish in a big pond. Stanford's the ultimate place for tennis and academics because they're just the top in both.
I like what I see, and I just hope and pray that it works out.
Day comes to decide on a management company, you'll think about it. Because you're a great player.
Thank you.
Keep working hard. You're gonna go place.
Definitely in the next year after the Kalamazoo finals, I was being approached by a slew of agents. It was definitely exciting because it was kind of new for me, and it really makes you feel like you're like a superstar.
Kind of towards the end of my senior year of high school, I started having tremendous success in some of the professional events I was playing, so I decided to take the chance and the risk and turn pro.
Sam Querrey playing beautifully in this opening set. Young hope for American tennis. Wow, what a shot! And the youngster Querrey able to capture the first set, getting the crowd into it here. Yep, that's the correct score. Number 2, Rafi Nadal is with Pam.
He's a very good player and he has a very good potential.
It was definitely exciting, especially after the first set when I won that. And to play in the U.S. in front of all these people is great, and hopefully I'll have many experiences like that. If you asked me a year and a half ago during the Kalamazoo final against Donald Young, I would have never thought I'd be where I am now. For the most part, I was different than a lot of the other 7 guys. I went to regular high school. I kind of grew up playing at the club up here from my house. I lived a pretty low-key life, played other sports. I could have quit tennis and joined the debate team at school, then that would have been my thing, and everyone, my mom and dad would have been pleased.
Querrey takes the title in Vegas.
By 2 sets to 1.
his first ATP title. He looks good with that trophy, Jimmy. I have a funny feeling it's not the last time we'll see him holding a trophy.
No, he's a dangerous player, a great player, and it's finally coming together for him.
To win Kalamazoo and get the wild card to the U.S. Open, and hopefully I can do well, it just means a lot.
Here he is beginning the first step to his dream.
Watching Donald, I know in juniors, as I was able to last year, you saw a lot of frustration. Has he been schooled at all or counseled to try to stem some of that?
I don't think so. I think he's all natural.
When you hit the pros, everybody has some experience, and everybody's hungry and wants it. I don't think that playing junior tennis is going to guarantee anything for success in the pros.
Come on, sweetheart, pull it back.
When they make that transition, it's a huge leap.
And that does it, so Galimberti never let up on Donald Young.
Donald has his head down all the time. He doesn't look like he's happy. I'm disappointed at the moment that Donald seems to really sort of leveled off and almost taken a step back.
I think John Madden's pretty much tough on everybody. He says what he feels no matter what. At the time, I really wasn't doing well.
I think he had inner struggles with himself, listening to the press, listening to his friends, listening to the people that he looked up to. But also maybe there was a little start doubting his parents' logic or thought process.
I was feeling defeated in 06. I mean, you lose like 10 straight ATP matches.
I think it was good that he went through those struggles. Makes him realize that, okay, I'm not gonna win everything.
Turning point was November of 06, where I made the quarters of our first challenger singles and won 2 matches in a row and started getting some confidence and beat a guy who was top, like 150 at the time.
I'm just so happy that he is now starting to believe himself, that, you really are this good.
It's very important for tennis parents to really pay attention to their child. If you're not clear whose dream it is, you're gonna go on the wrong path.
My long-term goals have never changed since I was like, 11, 12. I want to be #1 in the world. I want to win all the slams more than once. It's basically every kid tennis player's dream.
I do think that he has all the tools to be a success. Within the next 2 years, be top 20. I believe Donald can be #1 in 5 years.